Okay, hello everybody. This is about a hashtag creatives show, and tonight, I guess, are Shelbe Chang and Danielle Stone. They're from the film L.G.B.T. Love Stories. Before we get started, let me introduce myself. So my name is Alan Greenstein. I'm the founder and producer, supporter hashtag creatives. We level the playing field for underrepresented creatives and artists so that they have the same opportunities as everyone else to get their works created, distributed, and seen. I'm also on the board of directors of the Bella Levy Foundation. And the goal of the Bella Levy Foundation is to fight human trafficking and provide a safe haven for its warriors. So, hello, Shelbe and Daniel. I'm so glad that you're both here tonight. And let's see, Shelbe, why don't you briefly introduce yourself, and then we'll have Daniel follow, and then we'll start with some questions.
Okay. Thank you for having me on the show. My name is Shelbe Chang. I am a filmmaker, director, producer, and I also have my own podcast shows. And besides the entertainment side, I do a lot of business, real estate, digital marketing, and so many bunch of different business adventures. So I'm here to talk about LGBT love stories, which we filmed it 10 years ago, and we are starting to revisit this project, and we're going to try to distribute onto the streaming platforms.
Okay, thank you, Shelbe. Danielle?
Hey guys. First of all, thank you so much, Alan, for your support and for having us on the show. I am an model slash actor. I started off with modeling and I transitioned to acting, and then currently, and from there, I'm transitioned to screenwriting. So I'm currently practicing with that. So I'm trying to at the moment I'm trying to see if I can get any of my screenwriting actually like sold or like used, anything like that. So that's how I'm currently staying active in the entertainment field, in regards to that. Besides, doing like podcasts and other than that, yeah.
Oh, okay, very good. Okay, so we'll start talking now about LGBT love stories, and tell us about the concept and the special nature of this particular film, taking advantage of the four letters LGBT. Shelbe?
Yes, LGBT stands for lesbian, bisexual, gay, and transgender. And this concept was these ideas came to my mind was in around 10 years ago. And because when I grow up, I'm very influenced into Asian cinemas, Asian films. And one of the biggest my personal favorite genre is art film, artistry films. And the artistry film, there's a particular type of kind is like different segment, different story all bunching together, and we call it anthology films. So if you can maybe like think of Pulp Fiction, it's like something like Pulp Fiction. It has about 3 to 4 stories, all linked together, intertwined together, and then they brought into a big storyline. So LGBT is 4 story. It breaks down to LGBT. So, and we have 4 directors, we have 4 writers, and we have and we have uh, all the actors and crews are in the community. I would say 95% of the crews and actors are in the community, and it's very diverse. We have Asian, myself. We have black, brown, white, all you can think of. And we have also different ages. We have very seasonal actors when we hit to all the way to little girl. I believe she was 10 at the time. Yeah.
Wow.
The reason I want to do this film, it was my passion, my dream. When I grow up, I always have a dream to be in the entertainment industry, and I never find a way yet. I studied film, I studied communication art in college, and this happened to be the first, independent film that I get involved with after I transition. And it's very interesting experience. And this idea came about one day. I was driving home from work, and all of a sudden it just came to my mind. Oh, I can do something like this. 4 stories, 4 different styles. And there's fun fact on the segment. I call it segment is transgender story. I was gonna have some other director or other actress to come in to play the role and direct the film. But after two director that I approached, they somehow show interest and then they back out. So there's two. So at the time I thought, okay, might as well I just do it on my own, because I also was a big fan of Jackie Chan, and as many people know, he does the same thing, write his own stories, direct and do his own stunt and act his own movie. So that's why I thought, okay, maybe I'll just take on this opportunity. So that's
Good.
yeah,
Oh,
that's how the film came about in the beginning. Yeah.
okay. Oh, very good. Yeah. A little bit later, we'll have each of you talk about your experiences while making the film. But for now, what I want to do, Shelby, with your permission, is I want to show the trailer. So
Okay.
that's
Yes.
okay. We'll
Oh,
Please.
do it right
awesome.
now. Yeah. So hang on for a second. I got to push some buttons to make it happen. Hopefully, it'll work out okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Well, I forgot to push a particular button, so we'll try that again.
Okay. No problem.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. As I said, okay. So let's try that again. Screen. Screen and share. Okay, it's more like it. Good. Okay.
I just want to talk.
What do you want to talk about?
You,
I lost everything. My family, my friends, and my job.
Have you been doing? Have you been with another man? I want you to get out of the house. Get out.
I'm married with a child. My wife doesn't understand me.
You and Thomas were great together, on stage and off.
I broke up with you, you broke up with me. Who the hell cares? What's the difference?
The problem with the two of you is your egos.
You became a drag queen from hell. My new boyfriend Ernesto's coming to pick me up.
Why is Tomas just like a gay thug? I gotta say it. You do look shady.
I bet he's wearing one of those parole GPS ankle bracelets.
You got an invitation for Thomas's birthday party?
Oh, wow. You didn't?
Birthday boy, happy birthday, Tomas. This is my girlfriend Amber. Not really girlfriend. You're so. It's just a bad idea. It's like a bad idea, but is she straight? Yeah. I mean, she has a boyfriend, but she has a boyfriend, but he's a jerk. It's in the lesbian handbook. Trust me, I've been there.
And don't tell me we have to share the same bathroom with her.
You mean with him?
Do you know this could damage our company's image and reputation?
They just put those in dresses, right?
No, it's not that. It's burlesque, it's dance, it's singing, it's making people laugh. It's art.
Who are you fighting, Jack?
Society, prejudice.
Look, I live my life trying to be true to who I am. I'm not afraid to kiss someone who I love in public.
This is gonna go viral. Monetizing bitches.
Wow.
Okay. So hold on a second. Okay. Yeah. So we'll be starting to we'll discuss this, but before we do, I'm going to have a brief commercial message, and then we'll be right back.
Okay.
Hey.
I'm Alan Greenstein, founder and producer at Support Our Hashtag Creatives. At Support Our Hashtag Creatives, I offer a number of services to support those developing a project. Check out the services tab of my website at supportourcreatives.com. If you are interested, please use the contact tab on my website or email me directly at alan@supportourcreatives.com. Okay, we're back. Okay, so now we'll start digging into more details. First,
Okay.
Daniel, I'd like to ask you, how did you become a part of this project?
Good question. So, what I was hearing Shelby's tell her story, I actually have similarities to her about how it came about and how it worked out for her when she had to end up doing it herself. I do have a similar story in regards to that. It sort of worked out for me in that favor too, because originally in the film I was going to play a very small part, like a cameo part. It was like in the house party scene. It was like literally only for a few seconds. But what happened was that I had already befriended Shelby from a previous project that we had did together called The Journey with us, Carrie Cecil directing. It was a short film. I believe it was, I won, I think, 2 or 3 awards, which I'm very proud of at festivals and everything. And so, me and Shelby already had a following and social media and everything. And during the casting process for the film for LGBT Love Stories, we were just posting various things on social media to promote it. And I remember I did this one post, which was quite personal. It didn't really have to do with the film. It was more about me. But at the same time, simultaneously, I was discussing the film as well. So Touch Brandon, who was the director for the G segment, the gay segment for the film, I saw that post because I had also friended him on, I think, Facebook at the time. And he had saw the post. And he thought that, he sounds a lot like this character Poochie for the film. So she said, what, would you like to do it? I'm like, of course, because, it was already an upgrade as it was. It was like a support role. So it was a major upgrade for me. And I sort of agreed with him. It did sound like me a lot at the time, who I was at the time. So I thought if I do this role, I won't really have to prepare much. I'm just basically acting like myself. So honestly, I didn't audition or anything for that role. I just went in. I just did it, and it was very easy for me because at the time I was, obviously I can't say much now because I can't spoil the film, the role, but maybe post once it's out on streaming and we do something like this again, I'll gladly discuss the elements of how it's similar. But yeah, so that role, it just really came to me just by I won't even say luck. I won't even say chance. I think it was just destiny. It was just pure. I think it was just meant for me, and for me to just land the role, just because just how it happened. I think it was meant to be. So I'm very glad to tell this story, and I'm happy how it sort of contributes to Shelby, how she did it herself, and so it's very similar and all that. So I'm very happy for it. So I pretty much just that's how it happens. It just happened from a previous engagement with Shelby, and then it carried on into what it just turned into.
Yeah. Well, that's very common. You know, when you work on a project together, you're bound to end up working on other projects together. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
But the first project you mentioned, though, Shelby was Shelby. Were you at the head of that project, or you would,
I was just I'm also play in that short film, but it's a small part. It was more like a friendship support to the director. Yeah. So that's how I met Daniel and another actress. Yeah.
Fantastic. So Shelby, so how did you go about casting in general? How did you find the people for the different elements of the story?
Okay. I actually for the G segment, the gay story, it's focusing on drag queens, and at the time I know a few drag queens, and so I kind of just reach out to them and see if they're interested. And then one drag queen, her name is Nikki, and she referred me to another person to come together to play the opposite role. So that's I kind of mainly cast the main character first. So myself and then two drag queens, and then I do casting calls. I forgot there's a platform that we can put out for casting calls, and then we have I don't remember how many, like 50 different people come show up to audition. And for the lesbian segment, which is Daniel Earl is the director and the writer. The two girls, one came in and we pick her, but somehow she dropped off. And then the second one, which is play Amber character, she had very unique talent. She plays a lot of music, so because of we casting her, so I kind of twist the story around more cater to her individual. So it's the entire casting, it's kind of like trying to find the actor or the friends or the people who, let's say, drag queens already in their character, just like Daniel was saying that when he played the role, he doesn't feel like he's playing the role.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't have to prepare really at all for that, not really. Even the costume, like what I wore, that's how I dressed at that time ordinarily.
Oh.
So it was I felt really good to do that role. I was very proud
Yeah,
to do it.
he was perfect for it.
Thank you.
Oh,
I
that
do. I
is
just think that
yeah. So I guess I want to ask the both of you, what challenges did you face in getting it made? Shelby, why don't you talk first about about
Okay.
getting it all to come together, in pre-production and such, and regular production, post-production. Did you run into any challenges?
In the post-production, which is pretty much I kind of do all myself behind the scenes. I didn't announce too much, so I was able to reach out to Patrick Freeman. He is the director, writer for the Big Segment Bisexual, and I know him previous from this project, and he was actually a writer for novels as well and screenwriter. So he wrote different screenplays, and he was I met him at a Hamburger Mary in Long Beach. And then he came to me prior to this project, wanting to see if I'm interested to play one of his one of his screenwriting stories. So that's how I met him. And as far as Touch Brendan, I already also know him previous from this project. I saw his casting for a photo shoot. This I believe is a gender bender photo shoot. So I reach out to him, and I got able to do that gender bender project for his project at the time. And then throughout process, I learned that he also do films, he also do theater, play live play theater. So that's so pre post production. I reach out to these people, and Danielle Earl is the last person that I came across actually online.
Wow.
She posts a at the time was like a uh, how do you call it? Web series, like a TV series. Back in the day, it's called web series. So it's like a small series of like a TV show. So I watched some of them, and it's very close to what I envision of the lesbians segment. So I reach out to her, and she say yes, and we just headed off right away. So in the post production, I don't have much challenge, and as when it comes to the production, because it's an indie film and it's a very limited budget, so it's called a guerrilla style, right? Shoot it,
Guerrilla style.
yeah, guerrilla style.
Wow.
We shot it like two weeks, and
Wow.
yeah, and then very luckily I was know some people around town in Long Beach, so we were able to get let's say the club. Shout out to Executive Suite in Long Beach. We were able to shoot there. And the Hamburger Mary, we also shoot in Long Beach. It was all these locations were provided to us without putting a budget. So it's pretty smoothly, and then we have shout out to my friend Don. We use his house as a party scene, house party scene, and so that wasn't really running into any project challenge. So the challenge really comes along was in the post production, because I was very anxious. I want to get it out, short time, because I just feel I need to, because the film itself has a lot of message within the story. So my purpose was I want to get the message out. I wanted people to know our stories. At that time, this is back in 2014, and we came. I ran into some funding, wasn't able to go forward, and I have to find editors, and then so I kind of outsourced to actually overseas for the sound effect and sound mixer and sound editing, did that for that part. And then I was able to find a local trans editor in Los Angeles, and she helped us to kind of do the most of the editing for the film. I did myself editing. I did some editing myself as well. But yeah, so took a little bit while to finish that part on the post. It wasn't as fast as I wanted to. So yeah.
I still think at the time it was released, or how long it took, wasn't that bad for an independent film. It was completely independent. We actually got it. It was like a year and a half, 2 years. I don't think that's bad at all. Some people take much longer. I once knew somebody took them 8 years to get an independent film out. So 2 years.
That's understandable. Yeah.
I mean, Shelbe, you should be proud of the duration.
Thank you.
It is pretty good.
Thank you. Yeah. So we kind of we shot it summer 2014, 2015 was finished, and then my personal life had a hiccup, so we did submit to I believe 4 or 5 festivals, and we got it all in. Actually, we were in one of them is called Online Film Festival. That during that time there's no Netflix streaming yet. There's no streaming at all. So we're kind of like, the very ahead of the time for doing online streaming. I mean online film festival. And then I believe we had one in Canada. We had one in Germany and a few other ones. LA. There's one in LA too. Yeah. So about 4 or 5. Yeah.
Okay. So this is around the 2016 time frame you're talking about? Around 2016?
2015. Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
15.
When it comes to independent, sometimes it just takes a long time to get from point A to point B because, financing is always the big challenge, obviously.
Right.
So, So,
and even if you do have financing, sometimes you still need to find someone to do the process for it. So yeah, sometimes it's not always money in it. Yeah, so either way, there's always going to be some sort of something blocking the road, to progress. So it's very hard, but it's always rewarding. Once you get it done out there, it feels very rewarding, and that's how I when it was finally out there. Yeah, I'm very proud of it.
Thank you. And I'm not sure those platforms are still out there. It was on GoFundMe, it's a Kickstarter, and I forgot Indiegogo, right? I believe that was I used Indiegogo and Kickstarter to fund the project in the beginning.
Oh, at the time, okay.
Yeah, at the time, and then again, the Executive Suite in Long Beach, I was able to kind of host a small event within our community, and people kind of just donate. Yeah, so I did both.
Wow.
Yeah,
something. So, Daniel, did you have any particular roadblocks or problems along the way? In your participation in this project?
Oh, the complication. Not really. The only thing was it was a new experience for me because it was my first feature film. The work I had done before was all short films. I think 4 before this, and they were all like school related. So we would either shoot like at school, at the literal school, like indoors in the school, or like on the block or two after nearby the school, whatever. And really, this is my first film, even though it was all in California, or just different areas around California, different cities, areas. Still, it still felt like traveling to me, because which is like, I think from the scenes that we did, I think I went to 4 different locations. So that was pretty new to me, even though it was still local. So that was, and I didn't have transportation, like my own transportation. And I don't think Uber and Lyft was really a thing then.
No.
I think it was. I think it was out then, but it wasn't popular like it is now. So I did like Uber Lyft. I had to like ask people like, they could like give me a ride. So that was challenging. And then other than that, the only challenge I could remember was just with one individual particular, but I really can't mention it for the podcast. But I can't figure out what I'm talking about. But there was one individual during filming that I did have an issue with. But Shelby did she took it very well. She handled it very professional. But yeah, that was pretty much just that one personal thing, and then just like getting to location. That's pretty much all for me. Like the anything else related to the film, like remembering lines and all that, it was very easy for me because I'm very good at that stuff. Like, so that wasn't a problem for me at all. Like the shooting and the remembering lines, I loved that. I aced it.
Yeah, Touch Brandon, which is the gay segments, gay story. He really wrote long lines. I can see, and the dialogue is pretty funny, but it's very long. And I want to just piggyback on the location that you mentioned. We didn't have any permits,
Right.
But interior, of course, the interior scene is easy because as long as the owner allows, then there's no problem. But there's some street scenes, especially I was on a street scene a lot. So the street scene, we don't have permits, and I think there's one time that I think there's a cop show up or some sort, because we have it was more a little bit argument scene, right? You were there, I believe. It's right next to the alley.
Wasn't that the beach scene?
No, it's the alley next to the club. Yeah.
Dude, I think we somewhat. Well, I don't think that one. Nobody. I don't think we actually got confronted about it. But I think people were noticing that we were shooting.
The cop will show up, so we will have to be very careful. Yeah.
Right.
Yes, I've always wondered about that. Because getting permits would be very, time-consuming process.
Yes, and then I'm sure there's a lot of fees. As well. So yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shelby, tell me, there was one segment that you actually did a live theater presentation on at the time. Do you recall that?
Which one? Oh, you're talking about the theater, like the theater, right? Play?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. How was that? I can't remember which segment was that again. I don't remember.
It was a G. The gay segment. It's directed by Touch Brandon, like I mentioned earlier. He's the gay stories director, writer, and he took his part of the story and bring it to the theater, like the theater like play. Yeah, it was I don't know if you guys heard of Hollywood Fringe. It's like it's like a festival, but it's for the plays, theater
Oh,
play.
that's
Fringe. Oh yeah, yeah.
Fringe, yes.
Fringe. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So we we got elected and we were playing. I forgot how like a month, right? Every week, I believe.
it was
Yeah,
at
we four weekends, I believe. Yeah.
okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that's not somebody. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So we were selected to be part of it, and then we played. I believe is a different location for 4 weeks. So that was awesome. Yeah, it's very interesting, and of course the actors are changed because as some people might know, the live actress is different from film acting, so
Oh
people
yeah.
have to be familiar with the live acting because myself, I can never do live acting because the dialogue I cannot remember. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What Daniel, can you tell us about some of the previous things that you've worked on before LGBT love stories?
So, well, in regards to film, as I mentioned previously, I did do 4 short films. My very first one, it was called. Let me see if I remember. It was called The Box. It was a transgender short film, and that's how I actually met Carrie, who directed then her next project, The Journey, which how I met Shelby. So how that film came about, The Box, my very first project, my like debut in anything acting wise, it actually came by luck. That actually came by luck too, because even though I was going to like open cast calls and audition and stuff like that in LA, how I got booked for that one, it didn't have anything to do with like that, like purposely trying to get in. That I was just taking the subway one afternoon with a friend, and there was this guy on there, and he was just staring at me like up and down. And at that time I was very immature, so I didn't know what to think of. I thought maybe he was trying to start something. So I just now we just handled it very much more maturely. But yeah, at that time I was like, like, what are you staring at, dude? Like, what, is there a problem? And then he was like, no, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean to, offend you. It's just that I like your look because I dress much more bizarre than I do now. But anyway, that's how he noticed me because of how I was dressed. And he says, are you like in entertainment or anything? And I'm like, well, yeah, coincidentally. Yeah, I said, I was modeling at that time and trying to break into acting, but I wasn't having any luck yet. But I already did her job with modeling. And then he's like, well, are you interested in a film? I'm like, of course. And that's what I'm actually trying to do. So it just very much, it was just a coincidence, just how it worked out. But yeah, so he gave me his, I believe he gave me his phone number, email, and social media. And I think I emailed him. Out of the 3 options, I chose to email him. And then he had emailed me back like this project that he was doing. And he said it was going to be at school. It was going to be, actually, no, that was Carrie's. No, this one was going to be at the LGBT Center in WeHo, West Hollywood. He said they were going to shoot it there. So of course I was already familiar with it. So I went there and, we shot it. We shot it in like just a little over maybe 3 hours. And that's how I met Carrie, through this other director guy, Jimbo Bowen. I still remember his name, Jimbo Bowen. Yeah, and I met Carrie. And then from that, she told me if I was interested in anything else too, I said, of course. And then, so we kept in touch. I think we added each other on social media, Facebook or whatever. And then I think a few months later, maybe like 4 or 5 months later, she had told me about The Journey. And she told me it was going to be shot around LACC, Los Angeles City College. And I was attending there at the time. So, it was very convenient for me location-wise. And yeah, and then Shelby was there. She had a support role. And that's how we met.
Yeah.
And again,
Yeah.
the same thing happened. We exchanged information. We kept in touch, and then she told me she was doing a film as well, LGBT love stories, and yeah, and then that's how they got started. So it pretty much was just that was a very good year for me. Out of these 4 bookings happened to me all in the same year. It was in 2014. That was like my best year ever for acting wise, and yeah, and I just came back to back just by pure luck. So I really feel like that's probably one of the best years of my life. Really, it was
Yeah.
a very joyful time. So I'm very grateful for that year. And yeah, I just thank everybody for the opportunities. You, Shelby, and Carrie, and then Jimbo. All you guys, just thank you for the opportunity because I really, it gave me the experience that I was thriving for. Because I seen it done all the time, and of course I had actor friends and all that, but I just didn't have a taste for it for myself. But that year I got to get that taste, and it's something I will never forget. And it's just it's amazing. So I'm just thankful for all that given the opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah. Fantastic. Okay.
Pleasure.
And so Shelby,
Yeah.
what did you do entertainment wise before LGBT Love Story? I mean, you mentioned working, of course, in Journey with with
Yeah.
Daniel. But did you do anything before that?
Sort of, because as I mentioned, I study communication art in college, so that's including film, TV, and radio. And I focus on film and TV, and I didn't take any radio classes back then because I was uncomfortable of speaking English at the time. So during that time, I besides study that in school, I also signed up to be a extra on the different type of projects. I remember I was in one of the movie called Father, was started from what's his name, Robin Williams.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know if you guys
Oh,
seen it. Yeah, yeah. So I was in one of the concert scene in the Hollywood Bowl, you know. So that was and then I was in the Power Rangers. If you guys remember Power Ranger.
you didn't
Power Rangers. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, sure. I remember.
Power Ranger, and then I was also in one of the music video from is it Cranberry?
Oh, I knew that one. Yeah, you told me about.
Yeah, Cranberry. Yeah, so yeah, the Cranberry. She's no longer around, but
No.
yeah. So I was just having fun at the same time. I just tried to same thing as what Daniel said. Try to get my feet wet and try to experience. So I did that during my early 20s, and then I kind of just my life just dripped off of different direction, and then I really came back to do entertainment again in my early 30s. I started doing some modeling, photo shoots, and then I was in similar story to Daniel. I was doing modeling and doing some extra gigs again, and then I came about this casting call for they were casting for a transsexual assassin. So I went to, yeah, so I went to
Willie,
apply.
right?
Huh? Yes. So the movie is called L.A. Willy Nilly,
Yeah, you
and
know.
it's very interesting story. It's also has a very diverse cast, and I play an assassin in the
Wow.
film. And there's not many speaking parts, which is good, and there's a lot of physical part. I mean, not fighting, but just running around. And it's my first time holding a prop gun, So it's a real heavy, gun, but it's not loaded. But that's a very interesting
Was
experience.
it a
So
real,
hmm?
was it a real gun?
It is, yeah,
Oh,
but
wow.
it's heavy. And anyway, so that kind of gave me the eye opening to see, oh, okay, this is how a film can be done. So they did a similar way they do a guerrilla style, shot very fast, location to location, without permits,
Yeah.
and yeah, so same. So I learned a lot from that project, from that movie that I'm involved in. So that's pretty much lead me to doing my own film by watching what they have done. Yeah.
Well, that's the perfect way
Yes.
of learning. It's great. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
okay, so Okay, let's talk about the cultural ramifications of what you did. What message were you trying to get out there by making LGBT love stories?
Okay, actually, 2014. The purpose
Yeah.
is because I kind of started coming out and start experiencing the community, different people, especially trans community. I'm familiar. I'm not sure about the gay, but people from different walks of life come together into one community. It's very unique. You can find that anywhere else. You cannot even find that at work. Okay, and everyone has their own stories, and and it's just so interesting, just by me talking about. I got goosebumps right now because everybody's story is very unique, and I at the time I just felt people from LGBT, their voice, their story has not been heard. And even if someone played the part or played the story on the mainstream films, they are not tell or told the right way. You know what I mean? So that's why I want to. The purpose, the goal here is to have ourselves to tell our own stories, our own visions, our own feelings, emotions, and like dislike. Right? So
Yeah.
I feel the reason I say love stories, meaning all human beings, we are someone to love, right? Even though we have different gender identity or different sexuality, we are still one to have somebody love us. So that's how the story concept came about, and that's this underneath the storyline. There's that message within that we want to tell our story. We want to show love and receive love, and people should love everybody else, and
So,
also show that behind the crew, and then the acting actress as well, because like I mentioned earlier, it's very diverse. Everyone is different, everyone's different background all came together. So the core value of this film is everyone is one. Everyone is the same, no matter who you are, what color you are, where you came from, what background, what gender, what sexuality. We are all one. Yeah.
yeah, yes. And so, if you were to make this film today, would you approach it in any different way? Would the message be different, based in 2024 versus 2014?
Actually, no, because I actually feel 2024 right now is actually more aligned to the storyline, the purpose, the message, because of what's going on right now. 2014, yes, it's still very fresh. It's some people say we are ahead of our time, and there's not many transgender film. This is prior to transparent on Amazon. This is prior to Caitlyn Jenner came out. This is all prior to all that.
Yeah.
So today I will not change a thing. The story will be the same. The concept, the message, the core value still the same, because 10 years later we're still, our story is not still being told the right way, right?
Ah, okay.
I'm sure Daniel agreed to that, right?
All right. I think the only difference will be that it might even get received even better now. Because
Yeah,
and now that things have occurred that didn't occur 10 years ago, that will add even more audience and therefore more views and success and all that. So I think it's the perfect
Yeah.
re-release, especially on streaming now that it's become much more convenient and popular amongst target audiences. I think it could do even much better than it did 10 years ago. That's pretty much the only difference. But like film wise, like how it's like just the general story of it, I think Shelby's right. That's not gonna change. I don't think it's ever gonna change at all, because I think in time the LGBT community is just gonna grow more and more and more, and people are just gonna want to ask more questions about it, want answers even more so in time. And this film is one of those things where it can give you those answers. So the story would just always be good. I think it would just get better in time, especially since it's an anthology. Like Shelby says, there has been more LGBT films since then, especially mainstream ones. But I think ours is still like the only anthology, though, anthology style, right? I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
So
Yes.
that is genius, and I think that's something
Thank you.
legacy. I think for Shelby, because nobody still has thought to do that yet. You know what I mean? Especially wants to do anthology style. So that's great. That's the best part about it, in my opinion. The way it was shot and the way it was portrayed. I think that's always going to be timeless. It's going to be awesome. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, which brings us once again to the present. The plan to distribute the film now. What? Let's talk about that. And that's actually where I come in, because Daniel reached out to me and told me about the plan to have a release of LGBT love stories. So I came in. I'm an executive producer now of the film, and so please talk about your current plans to get it distributed.
Yes. As I mentioned earlier, we finished the post production around 2016, and I have my personal life had a hiccup, so I stopped right there. And then over the year, again, life drift me from somewhere else. However, 2020 COVID hits, and there's a lot of people that involved in this project. Somehow they just pass away. Okay. And that kind of really woke me up, because I been holding on to this project, and I feel that it's not fair. It is the project is for everybody else, everyone, and it's not just for me personally. So I want to put it out for everyone who is involved, or everyone who is interested to listen to the story or watch the story. And I have very close friend, like I mentioned, Don, who was my very, very, very close friend. He provided the house party, his own house to film, and he passed. And also another gentleman, his name is Curve, and he's more behind the scene. He did some funding as well, and then he passed. And then just last weekend, one of our friend, his name is Richard.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
Richard is participate. He help us in the club scene. He also played a little cameo in the outside of the executive suite. So and then he passed as well. It was just shocking, and so I just feel, you know, it's time, And there's few, like I said, there's few actors that I haven't heard from them. I don't know if they're still, still around. Um, Besides this reason, another major reason is because what's going on today. We all talk about EDI, the division equality, and 2014, 10 years ago, we already hire or cast everybody in, every individual, every background, every color, every gender, every sexuality that we can put on the what do you call, on the list. So I believe this is gonna change people's perception, and by telling our own story without the mainstream, it's more authentic, it's more real, it's more, yeah, because some of the people that are playing in the story, they've gone through that story themselves. That's the unique part, right? Including myself, including Daniel, including a few other cast members. Yeah, so that's why I want to put it out, and with what we have in the political climax right now, I really believe this will, come in more like a soft way to tell the story, to change people's concept of other people. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, what platform are you planning to do you want to distribute? What are you gonna do now to get it there?
Okay. It's gonna be through Film Hub. Film Hub is a distribution platform. It's like Amazon for for film channels to see which one they want to distribute onto their platform, right? Yeah. So the goal is, we never know. Maybe we'll get onto Netflix or Amazon Prime. Who knows?
Yeah.
So, and or the more independent, more like a Tubi, or what is the other one called? There's Pluto.
Hulu. I think Hulu is like the next biggest one.
Hulu, yeah. So there's
there's also
few big ones.
Yeah,
few big one, and there's few independent ones.
Yeah, there's also Pluto, another one.
Pluto and Tubi, and then those are like the major independent ones.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people that I've worked with on their projects. They have distributed on Tubi, for example. So, yeah. Okay, so once you get it's okay, so it's just a matter of seeing what happens once you get it out to what you apply to Film Hub.
Yeah,
and we'll see what happens.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's already guaranteed. I mean, the contracts have already been done, and process, the funding's complete. So it's just the matter. It's all Shelbe. You should mention the editing. That would be a good thing to mention about why it's taking a while.
Okay. Yeah, because I kind of there's not a lot of change, just very, very tiny bit change through the film. I don't want to do any spoiler alert, but I just some scenes that I have to make it shorter or move around a bit. Yeah. That's
sort of prolonging the process for it to be released on the streaming, but yeah, it will get done. That's already guaranteed because we already have everything signed and everything. So that's the good part. It's gonna get done.
And I really appreciate Alan to come in to be part of our team as an executive producer to help us to bring this to the
Well, it was great. I mean, I remember from 2014 and 15, 16, that time frame, and it's good to be back.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yes.
Working with all you guys, working with you, the two of you, was really nice. Yeah. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna pause for another commercial, and we'll be right back. Okay.
Alrighty.
Here we go. I'm Alan Greenstein, founder and producer at Support Our Creatives. If you make something, albeit make a movie, start a business, write a book, make a physical product, run a nonprofit, promote people, are a songwriter, etc. You too are a creative, and I would love to have you be a guest on the Support Our Creatives podcast. If you want to be featured on this podcast, please use the contact tab on my website at supportourcreatives.com or email me directly at alan@supportourcreatives.com. Okay, hey, we are back. So, Shelbe, it's now time for you to talk about your podcasts.
Okay, sure. I have two podcasts. The first one is called Transparency Podcast, and same thing. The idea behind it is also want to bring the community out. And originally, my idea was to help the community member to be able to, find a job or start a business. That was the original concept. But after 2 years, right now, we kind of shift the show a little bit. So right now we have 3 different hosts on the show. So it's the show has become like a platform, like a network. So I have my friend Shane Avinash, and he was partnering up with Blossom. So they do a lot of trans men stories, and they did a lot of current events, and sometimes there's some like drama gossip stuff. Yeah, and that, I think that's good in a good way, because it brings a lot of different layers, different colors into this show. And recently we add Jesse McGrath. She's a DA in LA. So she comes in, sorry, she comes in, um, touch on the legal side and more the political side. She's in the DNC as we speak right now. So she's been sending a lot of behind the scenes and stuff. So I'm very happy to see this podcast came to this point. And my second show, it's more of a personal branding show. I talk about um, business marketing. I talk about spiritual manifesting mindsets. So it's two different type of category shows. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, these are the Transparency and the Shelby podcast show. Very
Yes.
good. And are these available on both on YouTube, or is it a separate website, or what?
Both are on two separate YouTube channels, and then
Okay.
the audio experience, you can find it on Apple Podcasts. I think Google is down, but Shopify, Spotify, and Amazon, iHeart, all those major ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes. Wherever you get your favorite podcasts. That's
Yes,
correct.
that's
Okay.
right.
Well, very good. So we're getting close to finishing up now. Can you, Daniel, can you tell us about your plans for the future?
No, if you mean entertainment wise,
Yeah.
I would like to do more acting, but it's just that since so much time has passed in between, it was 10 years ago, so a lot has changed with me personally, and even though it's something that I am very much still interested in, it's at the same time, it's something that I don't want to make primary anymore, because I do have other interests, and I feel like if I just make acting my primary interest, is gonna hold me back from other things that I want to do. So I'm just I'm on the back burner. I'm not like completely away from the field, but I'm just doing like different aspects and elements within the entertainment field now. So now I'm just interested in writing. So I think I mentioned in the beginning of the podcast, yeah, I am interested in writing. I do have a couple of scripts. One is completely done. Another's like half done, and then there's one that I just started like maybe a few months ago. But even though I do have things ready, like script wise, writing wise, like, it's something that I just can't just get done. Like, it's a whole process. You need somebody to take interest in it and then want to shoot it and cast it. I mean, you guys know how it is, how difficult filmmaking is. So it's just one of those things where I just do it for a hobby, really, just to stay active for my love for it. But like, to like officially release it, I don't know. Honestly, I don't see that anytime in the near future. But I don't know. At this moment, I'm just gonna just continue to do what I love. Whatever opportunities come my way, like this opportunity that I got, for example, with the podcast, I'll take it. If one of my friends offer me a role, I'll do it. But in terms of me putting myself out there like I did 10 years ago, I think I'm past that. Like, there's just so many other things I want to do and that I haven't done yet, and I just want to be held back. So, like I said, I'm just gonna be in the back burner. That's what I see myself now. And another 10 years from now, who knows? But I just, as of now, I just see myself. I don't see myself gone from the field, like completely gone. But I'm not in the front like lines either. You know what I mean? So, in terms of entertainment, it's neutral for me right now. So that's just how I can pretty much describe it. It's just a neutral thing for me right now. Like, I really can't say for sure, but yeah, I'm definitely interested in it. I know that much. Yeah, and I always will be, because it is a love and passion of mine. Definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Okay. Shelby, what about you? What's coming up?
There's a documentary story, more like a true crime documentary that it's in the talk. So that might be the next project for me. And throughout the 10 years, of course, we all have more experience now, more, what to do. And I always have this vision about what's next from the LGBT love story. I have thought about like a spin-off or made it into like a series.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But then the podcast is still gonna continue, and I might be like Danielle says, more behind the scene as well. So the documentary will not be me showing my face, but more like in the production side.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. We're looking forward to the documentary. Keep us all posted on how that's going.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. Well, okay then. Yeah, we're getting close to wrapping up now. And matter of fact, I want to thank Shelbe and Danielle for being on. Shelbe, what's the best way for people to get in touch with you?
Okay, I have all the social media platforms. So the handle for IG is I am Shelbe, SHELBE. And if you can find me on Facebook, Shelbe Chang, Instagram, YouTube, what else? TikTok. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay. I guess if they search for Shelbe Chang, then you'll pop up.
Yes.
Fantastic. Yeah,
Thank
okay.
you.
And how about you, Daniel? Where can people reach you best?
Me, the best way would be through email. So that it would be Dancyn. So that's DANCYN, dancyn@gmail.com. And because my email's pretty much frequently all the time, so I'm very, very much more responsive on that. And it's more preferred, that method. So yeah, my email, through email.
Okay. Yeah, DANCYN@gmail.com.
Right.
Very
So
good.
just to be clear, D as in Daniel, A as in Ashley, N as in Nick, C as in Cyndi, Y as in Yvette, N as in Nancy. So this, DANCYN, dancyn@gmail.com.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, so once again, thanks both of you. It was a great show
for
tonight. Thanks for being on.
Thank
and so I'm good. So for folks out there, thanks also for tuning in. And I hope that you will watch some of my previous shows on Spotify, and also be on the alert for my future shows. So now what I'm going to say, I'll also say, good night, everybody.
Good night. For having us. Thank you so much. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Oh.
He jumped out. What's so fast?
Oh, about that, huh? Okay.
Where did he go?
Okay, hang on.
Here's a message about Crystal Starnes, advocate for victims, and podcaster.
Are you an entrepreneur, actor, music artist, or someone trying to make a difference in the community, or have a story that could help someone suffering in silence? If your answer is yes, then you need to check out Crystal Starnes' various podcast shows that she produces and hosts. Come on one of her shows and make a difference. Promote your business on her platforms. Ask her about package deals to get your brand more noticed. Want a commercial about your business done by her voice? She also offers package deals for that service. You can find her at crystalstarnshow.com and voiceforvictimsradio.com. Also, if you want access to all her podcast shows and blogs, join her community awareness page for just $4.99 a month. That's right, just $4.99 a month. Then you would have access at a click of a button to her various platforms. Crystal Starnes is trying to make a difference for all people in the world. She wants to help as many people as she can so no one is suffering in silence. Anyone who has a vision and wants to achieve their dream, she has the passion to help promote you to get you to the next level of success.
Okay.